Connecticut Chapter 1. The encounter in a muggy summer evening in Jefferson County. Marcus Cole, a sharply dressed black man in his mid-30s, drove his sleek black sedan along a desolate stretch of road. Marcus was returning home from a mission briefing, his demeanor calm yet alert. As an elite federal agent, Marcus had been trained to navigate the most intense situations, but he never anticipated that his next challenge would arise from the very people sworn to uphold the law. As Marcus's car approached a dimly lit checkpoint, two local officers, Bradley and Turner, flagged him down. Their body language was hostile, and their eyes darted with suspicion. Marcus, accustomed to such encounters, maintained his composure. "License and registration," Bradley barked, his tone laced with disdain. Marcus complied, handing over his documents. Bradley glanced at them briefly before throwing them onto the hood of the car. "What's a guy like you doing in this part of town, huh?" Turner sneered. Marcus's voice was steady. "I'm a federal agent on official business. You can contact my supervisor to verify." He pulled out his badge, but the officers only laughed. "Federal agent? Sure you are," Bradley mocked. "Looks fake to me." "Yeah, maybe we should teach this guy a lesson about respecting real authority," Turner added, cracking his knuckles. Despite Marcus's attempts to de-escalate the situation, the officers ordered him out of the car. When he hesitated, Bradley pulled out his baton, tapping it menacingly against his palm. Marcus complied, knowing resistance could worsen the situation. Chapter 2. Escalation. The situation spiraled as the officers began rifling through Marcus's car, tossing his belongings onto the ground. They ignored his protests, laughing as they found his neatly packed briefcase. Inside was classified paperwork, but the officers dismissed it as gibberish. "Looks like our boy here thinks he's James Bond," Bradley joked, holding up a small encrypted device. Frustrated but staying calm, Marcus warned them, "You're tampering with federal property. This won't end well for you." Turner's face darkened. "You think you're better than us, huh? Let's see how you like walking home." The officers poured gasoline over Marcus's car and set it ablaze. Their faces twisted with cruel satisfaction as the flames devoured the vehicle. Marcus stood silently, his fists clenched at his sides. "Now get out of here before we find something to really book you for," Bradley snarled. Chapter 3. The call. Marcus walked away, pulling his phone from his pocket once he was out of sight. He dialed a secure line, and within moments his handler, Special Agent Rachel Vaughn, answered. "Marcus, what happened?" she asked, her voice tinged with urgency. "I've been compromised by local law enforcement. My car's been destroyed, and the mission may be at risk," Marcus reported. Rachel's tone turned cold and efficient. "We'll handle it. Stay where you are. Extraction team en route." By morning, a team of federal agents descended on the Jefferson County precinct. The officers were blindsided as Marcus, now dressed in full tactical gear, strode into the station with his badge prominently displayed. The room fell silent as the realization dawned. Marcus wasn't just a man they could bully. He was the lead investigator on a high-profile federal case. Chapter 4. Justice served as. Marcus began questioning the officers. Their bravado crumbled. Evidence of their misconduct was laid bare, including surveillance footage from Marcus's encrypted device, which had recorded the entire incident. The footage not only exposed their actions, but also linked them to a larger criminal network involved in human trafficking, the very network Marcus had been investigating. "You thought you could intimidate me, destroy my property, and get away with it?" Marcus said, his voice cutting through the silence. "Not today." The precinct's chief, previously oblivious to his officers' corruption, watched in disbelief as federal agents arrested Bradley and Turner. The case unraveled a web of corruption that extended to local politicians and business owners, leading to a series of high-profile indictments. Chapter 5. A New Dawn. The story made national headlines, sparking outrage and conversations about systemic racism and abuse of power in law enforcement. Marcus, though reluctant to step into the spotlight, became a symbol of resilience and justice. Months later, the community began to heal. New leadership was appointed in the precinct, and Marcus returned to his work, knowing he had made a lasting impact. His actions not only brought criminals to justice, but also inspired others to demand accountability and equality. Epilogue: as Marcus drove a new car, a gift from his agency, he passed by the spot where his old car had burned. He pulled over, took a deep breath, and smiled. The flames that had once symbolized hate and destruction now felt like a turning point in a much larger battle for justice.